You know that feeling when something's off, but you can't quite name it? He texts back, but it's always delayed. He makes plans, but rarely follows through. He's sweet, but only when it's convenient, and you start to wonder, is it me? Am I overthinking this? No, love, you're not overthinking. You're noticing. And in this video, we're breaking down 7 seemingly small behaviors that scream he's not in it for the long run. Because here's the truth. Men who aren't serious rarely say it outright. But their behavior? It tells on them. Watch till the end. Because the last one? Almost no one catches it. But once you do, you'll never unsee it again. Chapter 1. The Maybe Planner. He wants to keep things spontaneous. Translation? He doesn't want to be accountable. If every plan is vague, let's see how the week goes, or we'll play it by ear. It's not because he's laid back. It's because he's leaving space for something better to come along. He may tell you he loves flexibility, but don't confuse flexibility with emotional laziness. Notice who's always adjusting. It's probably you. You're doing the calendar gymnastics, checking his mood before suggesting plans, constantly hoping this weekend will be different. But long-term men don't pencil you in last minute. They don't treat your time like an afterthought. You're not a pop quiz. You're a priority. And if you feel like a backup dancer in your own relationship, girl, it's time to walk off that stage. Chapter 2. He's open, but never available. He says he likes you. He acts like he's into you, but only on his terms. He responds when he wants. He's present when it's convenient. And whenever you try to deepen the connection, he backs off, distracts, or says, I just don't want to rush things. He's technically single. He's technically not seeing anyone else, but he's also technically not committing to you. This is the most frustrating category of men, because nothing's really wrong, but nothing's really moving either. They love the gray zone. It gives them emotional access to you without any real effort. But here's the deal. Love grows in clarity, not confusion. Availability isn't about showing up when it's easy. It's about being consistent when it matters. If he keeps you hanging in emotional limbo, he's not open. He's evasive. You're not a placeholder. You're not the trial version. You are the main event. And the man who sees that, he won't keep you in maybe land. Chapter 3. Praise without action. He loves telling you how amazing you are. You're unlike anyone he's ever met. You're wifey material. You're his dream girl. But somehow, you're also the one doing all the work. He talks like he's already emotionally invested, but when it's time to show up, he's late, distracted, inconsistent, or just missing. He calls you magic, but disappears when you're hurting. He compliments your depth, but avoids real conversations. He claims he wants a future, but never makes plans past Saturday. This is the kind of man who gets high on connection, but low on responsibility. And guess what? Words are cheap. Anyone can say you're incredible. Only a serious man will act like it. If the relationship lives in his voice but not in his behavior, you're not his partner, you're his dopamine hit. Chapter 4. Disappearing during hard times. You open up about your anxiety. He goes quiet. You express a need. He pulls back. You share something vulnerable. He says, "Ugh, I don't want drama." That's not a partner. That's a tourist, here for the good weather, gone when it rains. When he shows up only for the fun, you end up becoming the cool girl version of yourself, always upbeat, never emotional, never asking for more than he wants to give. But real relationships aren't highlight reels, they're full spectrum, and someone who can't sit with you in the dark doesn't deserve you in the light. If your emotional needs are always too much, he's just emotionally underdeveloped. You deserve someone who meets you at your most human, not someone who runs the moment things get uncomfortable. Chapter 5. Subtle competition. This one's dangerous because it's disguised as humor. He teases you when you're happy. He makes sideways comments about your success. He rolls his eyes when you talk about something you're proud of. It's like every win you share is a chance for him to feel small, and instead of managing his ego, he tries to shrink you. You're not imagining it. This is emotional turf war, and you're constantly defending your light. It might sound like, "Oh wow, must be nice to get promotions that easily," or "You've changed a lot since you started that job." Just saying. Real love doesn't compete. Real love celebrates. Your joy is not a threat, unless his ego makes it one. You deserve a partner who claps when you rise, not one who quietly resents it. Chapter 6. No progress over time. You've been seeing each other for months, but somehow nothing's changed. You're stuck in the same loop. Late-night texts, chill hangs, no definition, no direction, just vibes. You bring it up. He dodges. You ask where things are going. He says, "Let's just enjoy this." Enjoy what exactly? Confusion? Girl, if it hasn't evolved in 3 months, it won't in 6. You're not in a relationship. You're in a waiting room. And the worst part? You start feeling guilty for even asking for clarity. But asking for clarity isn't needy. It's healthy. You deserve movement. You deserve to know. And you deserve to be with someone who isn't afraid of defining what you already are. Chapter 7. Energy that feels like a job interview. You're always trying to say the right thing. You're curating your texts, overthinking your emojis, replaying convos in your head like it's post-game analysis. Dating him feels like performance art. One wrong move and he might get turned off. So you try to be chill, funny, hot, cool, low maintenance. Basically everything but yourself. And what do you get in return? Uncertainty, insecurity, and that constant question, am I enough? Here's the deal. When it's right, it feels easy. Not perfect, but safe. You breathe deeper, you laugh louder, you relax. If you feel like you're in a job interview 24/7, you're not dating, you're auditioning. And the man who's meant for you, he doesn't need a show, he just wants you. Real story. 1,000 tiny no's. I was dating a guy who never told me he didn't want something serious, but his behavior? It whispered 1,000 tiny no's. He never made plans in advance. He'd text, but only late at night. He told me I was incredible, but never showed up when I needed support. He made little jokes when I shared my wins. Oh wow, look at Miss Corporate now. As if my ambition was something to tease, not celebrate. I brushed it all off. I thought I was being mature, patient, understanding. I thought, he's just going through something. I'll give it time. But deep down, I was shrinking. I started censoring myself, second-guessing my words, worrying that asking for more would push him away. Then one day, I caught myself rereading our text thread like it was a research project, trying to prove he cared, instead of feeling it. That was the moment I knew. This wasn't love. It was emotional guessing. It was me trying to build a future out of fragments. So I stopped replying, stopped explaining, and started listening. To my gut, not his excuses. He never chased, because he was never really there to begin with. Now I know. If it feels confusing, exhausting, or heavy in the beginning, it won't get lighter later. Let's be honest, none of these behaviors feel huge at first. They're small, almost invisible. That's why they're so dangerous. Because what starts as maybe I'm overreacting slowly turns into maybe I'm not enough. And that's how women get stuck. In doubt, in self-blame, in waiting for crumbs. But you're not crazy. You're not needy. You're noticing. When someone likes you, you feel it. You don't analyze it. You don't beg for clarity. You don't walk on eggshells. Being chosen shouldn't feel like a test. It should feel like being seen, even on your worst day. Consistency is clarity. Confusion is your cue to pause, not prove your worth harder. You are not here to drag someone into a future they can't see. You are here to choose yourself so clearly it makes non-serious men uncomfortable. So if you recognized even one of these behaviors, don't gaslight yourself. Use it as a mirror, as a checkpoint. as a moment to raise your standard. You don't need a breakdown to justify your breakthrough. You just need to trust that your peace is more valuable than potential. And if he's not serious, you should be. About your time, your worth, your love. Which of these red flags hit home? Drop it in the comments and don't hold back. Let's call these patterns out so we stop normalizing them. Let's remind each other our worth isn't up for debate. It's embodied in every silent, sacred moment we choose ourselves. Until then, keep coming back here. This channel is a safe space for truth, for healing, and for choosing yourself every single time.